Hi everybody and welcome to Coffee with Conti. As you can see, we're getting started in that relaxing atmosphere that I like to capture. And it doesn't matter what time of the day that you're catching us, you're here now, and I appreciate that. So where is here? Well, I'm actually at one of the metro parks that are throughout the entire state of Ohio, right here in Columbus. And this is a great place to do some fishing, some walking, biking, picnicking, again, relaxing, and I just love hanging out here. I love hanging out with you guys. So before we actually get started, I got a quick story for you that wasn't planned. There was a guy kind of fishing down the way here. You guys know how it is. If you're wearing something Corvette or your sports teams, I remember one time I was in Wisconsin wearing Green Bay Packers sweatshirt, and I'm at the grocery store. I'm just walking down the aisle. A guy walks past me. He says, "Hey, Favre better not fumble this weekend." And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I'm wearing the Green Bay stuff. Yeah, okay. But when you're wearing Corvette anything, and this has happened to probably all of you watching right now, somebody will come up to you and have a story. So I'm out here getting ready to film today's show, and a gentleman was just finishing up, and he says, "Hey, what year Corvette do you have?" And I said, "Well, I don't have one yet. I actually sell them for Coughlin. I'm getting ready to film a show down here. You're welcome to hang out if you'd like." He says, "No, but here comes the story." He goes, "I had a 1972 Corvette." And of course, he continues to tell me a little bit about the car. He said it was a T-top, it was yellow, bought it brand new, had it until 1991. He and his wife were out one time, and a guy walked up and goes, "Wow, man," he goes, "that's a beautiful Corvette." He says, "Thank you." The guy goes, "How much do you want for it?" He goes, "Oh no," he goes, it's not for sale." The gentleman says, "No, seriously, how much do you want for it?" He goes, "Oh no, I bought this brand new, I've had it forever." And he goes, "No," he goes, "everything's available at a price. What would you take for it?" So he says, I throw the guy an outlandish number, and he says yes. He goes, "Oh my gosh, I just sold my Corvette." He tells his wife, "We got to go get the title." Well, they've been married 45 years, and she still says to this day, "I can't believe you sold our Corvette." He goes, "But yeah, look what I got for it." But that's what this car does and generates those conversations and those memories. Welcome again, everybody, to our Coffee with Conti show. And if you don't mind, I want to toot my own horn for a second, because when it comes to Corvette, the owner, future would-be owners, I think that I connect with you guys better than anybody else on YouTube. Because when it comes to this car, there's something different. You know what I mean? It's that sense of accomplishment. It's that American pride. And I understand and I feel it. And that's why I love being here, sharing mine and your experiences on the channel. Thanks again for joining us, guys. You guys have to admit, this is that relaxing atmosphere I want, huh? You can't get any better than this. There's actually a fishing line stuck up in the tree up there, and I think one of those are mine. I'm a horrible fisherman. I actually thought about bringing a fishing pole here today for the show, but time didn't permit, and you guys don't want to see me fish because there's not much fishing going on. So the gist of today's show is to share this with you. This is my 2021 Corvette order, and thanks so much for caring and being interested in what I chose and why I picked what I did and what I didn't pick. And I guess when I ordered this car, I use the same mindset when I'm dealing with you guys. And it's that basic sales question. Mr. Customer, over the course of a normal week, how are you going to use your Corvette? That helps me determine what to suggest for you guys, what you need, what you don't need, so you're spending your money wisely. A lot of people are on me. And if you don't know by now, I did not order Z51. It's like, "Rick, why didn't you get Z51? Z51, that's the package." It is the package. It is the ultimate performance package. Don't get me wrong, this is still a performance car that handles well beyond the capabilities of most of us watching right now, regardless if you get Z51 or not. So I didn't do Z51. And I know you get the extra cooling and the bigger brakes, etc., but I'm not going to use the car that way. I've had many opportunities to buy Corvette, and I haven't up until this point because of family obligations and a lot of the stuff that you guys can relate to. You understand that. Budget constraints. And part of it's just time constraints. I mean, for me, buying this car right now makes absolutely no sense. I work 70, 80 hours a week. trying to do a lot of different projects that I hope all come together all around Corvette that involve you guys as well. But I'm working all the time. So my intention is, and why I picked what I picked here, I'm going to drive the car virtually every single day. So I don't need Z51. Get into that here in just a second. You know, it was funny. I was talking to my son Ryan last night, and I showed him one of the convertibles that just came in. And I asked him, I said, hey, what do you like better? Do you like the coupe or do you like the convertible? He says, well, what do you care what I like, Dad? He goes, what do you like? I said, no, wait a minute. You're forgetting this. Yeah, I'm getting this car for me, but I'm actually more motivated getting the car because of the memories that I'm going to generate with you and your sister Nicole. So what do you like better? Do you like the coupe or the convertible? And he says, I really like the coupe. I love seeing the engine. He goes, but wow, when you put the convertible top down, he goes, this thing is, I don't even know if he can come up with a word. He was just like, you know how it is. So we're getting a convertible. In case you missed that in some of our previous uploads, and some of you caught on to it when I put like a static slide at the end of some videos a couple of weeks ago. I'm always good at throwing those little hints, those little teasers out there. So I'm getting a convertible because I think for me, hey Rick, how are you going to use your car over the course of a normal week? Well, I'm going to drive it all the time. And I think the most fun for me will be the convertible, knowing that it looks like a coupe with its hardtop. You have the ability to put that window down with the top still up. And when the top is down, you have no compromise of your cargo space in the rear or the front trunk. But also back to talking about Ryan last night, because I was asking him about the cars, and then he goes, you know what I really like, Dad? I said, what's that? He goes, I really like to have a blue ZR1 2019 with the big wing and the chrome wheels and the blue calipers and the blue stitching. And I said, yeah, that ain't happening. I'll buy you a die-cast model. It's as close as we're gonna get. So picking a color on this car is very difficult. I mean, I really agonize with you guys when we're at that stage, when you finally, after all the waiting for allocation to be pulled, and you get to the point that, okay, now you got to make the decision. You're like, I really don't know yet. It's hard because every color looks so good on this car, and I've agonized as well that, man, I could do a silver with a red interior. I can do a red with a red interior. I really like the red interior. I really do. I'm a big fan of that. Even the black with the red stitching. I like that red tied in. So blue is my favorite color, Ryan's too. So I guess when I saw the Rapid Blue, you think about how you saw a certain color on a car the first time and how that grabs you. And that's why I'm ordering Rapid Blue, because when I saw the Rapid Blue, it was that wild, that fun color. And that's what I want out of Corvette. And I'm like, I gotta go with my first choice, because if I order red or I order silver or order white, I'm gonna go, wow, I should have got the Rapid Blue, because it is different. And it is that trendy color. So you have to be careful with those trendy colors. But I'm like, screw it, let's go for it. So I love the Rapid Blue. So the very first Rapid Blue I saw in person, I take that back. I was gonna say was in Atlanta when Ryan and I went there last October. It was actually a little piece of the car at the dealer tour when it came to our dealership in September last year. So I saw the Rapid Blue there, and then when I saw it on a car was at the Road Atlanta race, and it was in a convertible. And I just kept thinking about, I was concerned. I did a video on that talking about, man, those nacelles are so big. That's a big concern. And in fact, if you look at how the nacelles come down on the side by the driver's door, passenger door as well, it's the same distance as it is on a coupe. You guys said that, you're right. It's the same distance. It's just how they wrap around, and that's more for aerodynamics. So inside the car, that's great for the airflow. Outside the car, it's great, but also outside the car, those things are very exotic looking, very striking, very aggressive, and that's awesome. So over time, as I've studied the car and looked at the car just like you guys, I'm really liking the convertible. And the only thing that bums me out is that you can't see the engine, because I've had dreams of painting my engine cover Rapid Blue, and I really like seeing the engine. But because, how are you going to use your car? I'm going to drive it all the time. I don't have the time to clean that engine bay. I just don't want to deal with it. I just don't. And because the car's going to sit out by my office most of the time with my YouTube logos on it, and you don't want it represented and see it dirty. I mean, that's not cool. So I figure for the ease of cleanliness and maintaining it, which I'm going to ceramic coat the car, so that'll be even easier for me too. I just don't have time for that, man. But I want the car to look right. And when I go to shows and stuff like that, then you really get all your kits and stuff and microfiber cloths and wipe her down. But so when you come to the dealership and see that car, you say, oh, that's Rick's car. Obviously my name's going to be on it, but you'll see it in some decent representation. So I'm ordering Rapid Blue. Long way to get to it, huh? Rapid Blue convertible. And here's what was tough for me too. I'm doing the regular Stingray non-Z51. I'm doing 3LT. And if I had to choose, I would not do 3LT. I don't need the Napa leather on the doors and the dash. I mean, if you look at the materials in the 1 and the 2LT and actually feel those materials, they're outstanding. Very upscale. That's great. The 2LT, I think, is the sweet spot. You get all the content you need. If I had to pick and I could get the tension blue interior, I would do a 2LT tension blue and I would upgrade to the GT2 seats. That's how I would do my spec. But because I want that blue interior, because seeing it in person last year in Atlanta was just so breathtaking to me, I'm like, I'm going to regret not getting the car that actually got my heart to skip a beat. So it's like, yeah, that damn thing looks so good. I'm doing the tension blue interior, and that's the only reason that I'm doing 3LT. And I know some of you say, hey, some of you just to order and afraid you're gonna miss something. So what do? You check every box. I got it all. It's an every option car. Okay, my options are for purpose. So mine's for color in 3LT, and I love the content you get within 3LT. The one option I'm torn with right now, and you find this to be very typical of convertible clients, will keep their cars for a long time. We've talked about this on the channel, how the car rides so well with the all-season tires and the regular Stingray. Jim's even alluded to it. He talked about his 19 Stingray with mag ride versus, or his 19 Grand Sport rather, with mag ride versus the Stingray he now has without mag ride. And he said the Stingray rode better. So I'm thinking, now this option is still up in the air, but right now on the sheet, I do not have magnetic ride selected. A lot of you are probably shocked by that because I'm a huge fan of mag ride, how it enhances your ride to be stiffer, softer, how it reacts with the road, each wheel sensor. It's just amazing. And I guess I don't know right now in September, because I'm not going to get a car till the spring, how long I intend to keep my car. So by the time spring comes around, or early winter when I release the allocation, I'll better know where I'm at, and that's an option that's kind of still up in the air. So I did not do magnetic ride control. I did do the battery protection package. I believe in that, and I love, and again, I've talked about this before too, in case you missed it, when you first saw the camel cars of the C8 mid-engine car, the wheel that they used, that Spectre Gray machine-faced wheel, we just thought that was a prototype wheel. And I said, wow, man, I really like that wheel. I hope that when the car comes to retail, that wheel is available. And it is. And I love it. So that's the wheel I'm getting. I wish I could get blue calipers, but there are new blue calipers available right now. So also just some accessory stuff that I'm getting. I'm getting the cargo organizer for the front trunk. I'm also getting the Jake all-weather floor liners for the front trunk and inside the car with those mats. I think those are fantastic. And the big controversy in ordering a convertible is, do you want your top to be body color? Do you want the nacelles to be just black and then the top body color? Do you want it all one color, or do you want it all to be black or carbon flash, if you will? I'm doing the carbon flash because, again, when the top was down in Atlanta, they didn't put the top up then. You guys know that was a bummer. They wouldn't show you how the top operates. And that's dynamic. I mean, that's a lot of fun too with the convertible. Watching that top operate is just incredible. But when the top is down, those nacelles being in a different color, I think, add a definition to any color car that you choose. And basically, yes, it does define it as a convertible. You look at that thing and you're like, wow, overall, anything you get. This is a great looking car in C8. So other things that I got, well, the last thing that I actually have in the system are the accessory splash guards. And I've told you guys before that I feel that those should have been standard on the car. I really like that. So in the regular Stingray, the things that I'm bummed that you can't get in 21 is the Z51 style spoiler on the rear end. And some of you are getting that just because you like that look. So think about this for a second. And you're thinking about how you spend your money. If you get Z51, that's $6,000 for 21, and you need to get magnetic ride control, in my opinion, with that, or you're not doing yourself a service. So put those two together, round numbers we're talking, that's $8,000 in options. And that's one thing that made me flip to the convertible, because the difference between coupe and convertible is $7,500. So if I don't spend $8,000 on Z51, I can justify what I'm getting for $7,500 on the convertible versus not getting Z51 stuff. You see what I mean? There's really some value there. You're thinking about, okay, I'm gonna spend $8,000 on stuff I'm not gonna use, and I'm not gonna take the car to the track because I just want the enjoyment of having the car and driving the car. Let's face it, 95% of you watching right now don't race your cars. We have performance cars that nobody drives as such. Again, like we talked about at the beginning of today's show, it's just that American pride. You've got a Corvette. Yeah, so that's why I didn't do any of that stuff. And thanks to my customer, Ernie, I was able to buy his Z51 style spoiler because I like that spoiler and I want it on my car. But I'm not spending $8,000 to get it. And fortunately, he had the black carbon flash spoiler. And here's the other thing. When you order the spoiler in black on your car, you're getting the mirrors in black. We've talked about that before too. The mirror arm is black, but I want the bucket part of the mirror, as I call it, in rapid blue. So now I'm going to get that. My car, regular Stingray, rapid blue mirrors. I've got the aftermarket spoiler. I'll have Chuck put that on for us. I'm even gonna order through parts because it's not an accessory item that you can order on the car, but I'll get the part number and I'll just order it. And I'll get that 3-piece Z51 front splitter for the car because I like that look. So I'll have a Z51 look without spending the $8,000. And that will be a great looking car. I mean, look at this car. This is a beautiful Corvette, and I can't, well, yeah, just like you guys, I'm being patient, not like a lot of you guys, but I can't wait to get behind the wheel and share the experience even more so with you guys. Oh, hey, there's one more thing though. And yes, I did BYOC, bring your own coffee to the Coffee with Conti show. In regards to the exhaust, now you know when you do Z51, you get the performance exhaust from Chevrolet. I'm doing just the regular Stingray. You have to choose if you want an upgraded exhaust. Right now, I have no exhaust chosen. Thinking that either I'm gonna do an aftermarket with my buddies at LMR down in Texas, or Corsa Performance. Now, when it comes time for me to release the allocation, if I haven't chosen one of those exhaust systems, then I will do an upgraded exhaust from Chevrolet. I guess I'm looking for, well, we've talked about this when the car first was revealed. I guess I'm looking for something a little more ballsy, a nicer purr out of that exhaust. So that is another option that's kind of up in the air right now. Hey guys, let me jump in here for a second. I'm back at the store, and something I forgot to tell you that I did not order when we were having our conversation at the lake is the front lift. So if you look at our lot right here, as you exit, it's hard to tell, but this right here is quite a drop. And in the C7 generation, I could take even a Z06 with the ground effects kit or a ZR1 down this drop, quite an angle. But like this has got to be about probably a 5-foot drop. So from here, going up or coming down in a C7 Corvette, I could get that car up this incline. Like I've told you guys before, the steeper the incline, the more horizontal you want to be approaching that or coming down off of it, and it made it easy. So I thought, well, if I can do that in a C7 Corvette, then there's no reason for me to spend the money on a front lift for the C8 Corvette. Now I know a lot of you watching in different parts of the country, you do have hilly areas, and I think that new feature is going to be very beneficial for you. Selling this car for 25 years. I'm an honorary member of Corvette clubs all across the world. That means a lot to me. Thank you for that. I'm a lifetime member of the National Corvette Museum. And I think, I think it is time for me. And I don't like to be selfish. I still feel very uncomfortable doing this, but I'm excited at the same time that I'm doing it. and even more so that I have the opportunity to share it with you guys. So thanks for the caring, thanks for the support. If it wasn't for the support, I wouldn't be doing this. So thanks for that. Let's be honest here. But this is going to be pretty cool. And I just know, well, not knowing what the future holds, that the memories that I'm going to create with you guys, with my family, there's no dollar value that you can put on that. So if you listen to this whole video and my justification and why I got what I got and what I didn't get, be curious to get your feedback down below. Everybody's got their own thing and everybody's got their own style. That's mine. Thanks, you guys. Great to have you here. Fun show today. Really was. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, you like this video, and as always, make those comments down below because I do love hearing from you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining us for Coffee with Conti.